afternoon, and hi there again. Shan urata lazata nri. Na chiza wen chirulio walad sharkadisa. Well, we're gonna continue today with our lessons, and today we're gonna be learning how to use the pronunciation guide in lesson 3, which is page 25. So if you guys give me a second so I can share my screen with you guys here. Okay, here we go. So that's, as I said, that's lesson 3 or lección chon, using pronunciation guides. So you guys, you're probably familiar, right? When there is a pair of English words that are spelled the same, but pronunciation differs. And some of the example that we can find is like, we read that book, right? So we can say we read that book every day. So the read rhymes with heed. And if you prefer to in the past, we say we read that book yesterday, and that rhymes with head. However, the spelling is the same, R-E-A-D for read and R-E-A-D for read, right? So in Valley Zapotec spelling, we can find something similar. So when you learn a new word, it is always really good to listen how the word is pronounced. So that's the intention of this chapter, to help you distinguish the sounds for the words that are written the same and then pronounced differently. And the pronunciation guide will actually help you pronounce this to, the pair that you might find written the same but pronounced differently. So far we have, if you remember, on the lessons on vowels, we presented you with several words, and here they are again. So if we look at the length or listen to the length of the vowels in this word, you can begin to understand what we're talking about. For example, if you remember the word ciudad, right? So it's spelled S-Y-U-D-A. However, if you look in the bracket, you'll see that in the bracket you will find two vowels together. So it is the length that we're talking about. And since Zapotec is a tonal language, we'll also discuss later that it is important to hear these differences. So in all the words that we have presented before, they have this high tones or high vowels, if you will. So let me say them, and then you can appreciate what I'm talking about. So the next word is cafe. And then again on the in the brackets, you can see C-A-F-E-E. And then the next one is reloj, with a high length of time that it takes to say the sequence of these two vowels in the pronunciation guide. For the last syllables of this word, you can see why we need to indicate these differences in the pronunciation guides. And also, just to give you also an idea of the different ways in which we pronounce words that are spelled the same, the next examples. The first one where it says wabas and all wabas, the R-A, the first sentence is pronounced rawi, right? So just listen carefully, rawi. And then the next word, it says all wabas, it is pronounced rawi again. So if I say wabas, right, it's rawi. And if I said all wabas, it's rawi again. I'm just gonna say the words RA and first sentence and then the second one, okay? Ra, ra. So, and this phrase is a sequence of words to express a single thought, right? So the two ra words are related. The first one is used to show that the following word is a plural. So ra makes something plural, right? And then referring to more than one item, it's ra. So, but as you can see, they're pronounced differently. So if you just listen to the syllables, know the example in this lesson, so you can begin to understand the different tones that we're going to be talking about. And as I said earlier, that Zapotec is a tone language. So Zapotec speakers we use different tones with different pitches and melodies to make a difference in the meaning of the words, which I don't think it is not true in English or Spanish. So the last two syllables of the example words in Lección Tube that we saw, they contain high tone. We also call them levels, meaning that they do not rise or fall, so they stay really pretty much the same. So if you listen again on the words that that they don't change, like café, right? The levels stay the same, or reloj. So those are what we call plain vowels or modal vowels, which is represented in with a P, the high tones. So just remember that for now, although it's going to change later, that the we don't write two vowels on our simplified orthography, although later on you'll find that you'll see a word with two vowels together. For example, if you look at page 27, right here on my cursor, for example, la, which means my name, or lo, your name, but these words are complex forms of la. So right away, right, you begin to hear these differences in the way which I'm pronouncing them, and that's what we'll be talking next. So if you just listen to the LA by itself in the high tone, it's like la, it doesn't change. And then if you hear me saying my name with two A's, and then you can hear a different tone in that one. So that would be pronounced like la. And then the next word, which we have right here, which means your name, lo. So just so you can keep in mind that in the orthography, if you see two A's, it is a more complex word that you will learn later. So we'll, in the next section, we'll talk about other types of vowels. So for now, we just concentrated on the plain vowels or modal vowels that we call that, okay? In a bit, we'll be talking about what we call breathy vowels. So for now, it's just remember that these are the plain vowels, and then it is represented one by a P for plain vowels, okay?